Yes. Well, UW veterinarian Sandi Sawchuck is here for her monthly visit.
We're taking your calls at 270-9933. We have 2 lines open if you want to give Sandy a call. Hi, nice to see you.
Nice to be back.
But first, we really need to talk about this bitterly cold weather overnight when it relates to pets.
Well, you know, anytime you start getting weather that's below 0, even the most seasoned dog, like huskies and malamutes and so on, really deserve to be brought inside. And dogs need shelter. Every dog's different. If you've got a dog like a dachshund or something that's very low to the ground, they're going to chill out a lot faster than a dog with longer legs because they're dragging everything through the snow. So keep them indoors. You know, make sure that if you do have an outdoor pet that they've got the appropriate shelter out of the wind, elevated off the ground, and preferably have an indoor-outdoor thermometer in there so you can start monitoring what their temperature is inside their doghouse.
That's a good idea, just to keep a check on it. And fresh water, I know, is always a big deal too. Okay, let's get to the phone since folks are waiting to talk to you, and we'll start with Kathy in Middleton. Hi, Kathy. What's your question?
Hi, Sandy. Is it safe to give medication to a cat that's only approved for dogs? And I have a couple in mind, like one would be Serenia and one would be Medicam.
Okay, well, the Serenia, the first one that you mentioned, is an anti-nausea drug, and we do use that in cats and dogs. And I hope I'm not going to be offending any of my physician friends out there, but there's a reason why veterinarians joke and say that a physician is a veterinarian that's only smart enough to work on one species, okay? That's the problem with veterinary medicine, is that dogs and cats metabolize things very differently. The second drug that you mentioned, Medicam, is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. If you were to give that to your cat at the same kind of dosage range per pound that we give to a dog for the same amount of time that we usually use it, you're going to put that cat into kidney failure. So we have to be really careful. Even little simple things like heartworm preventative. Cats need 4 times the level of heartworm preventative than a dog. So there's a situation where we've got the cat needing actually more. They metabolize it differently and need a higher dose. So don't give dog medication to a cat or cat medication to a dog unless you absolutely know what you're doing, which means you better be a veterinarian.
All right, our next caller is Joan in Stoughton. Hi there, Joan. How are you?
Hi, fine, thank you.
What's your question?
I have a 10-year-old Bichon, and in the last few months, he has begun to have rusty stains on his hind paws, up his tail, and on his butt, mostly.
Okay.
And he's been to the vet, and we've been working with medicated shampoos. And he's on his second go-around with Prostora.
Okay.
And we wipe him off with medicated pads. What do you think the cause is? He's not bothered by it. He doesn't care.
My guess is dogs, in their tears and in their saliva, produce a chemical, they release a chemical called porphyrins. And when porphyrins react to light, they turn that rusty brown color. And so my guess is that your dog is licking its back end, up the legs, under the tail, and so on, for some reason. And so that's the question, is why is your dog licking? Is it licking a joint because it's sore? Are they licking their back end because it's itchy? But that's what needs to be addressed. Your veterinarian's using a drug off-label. Prostora is a probiotic that helps inoculate the gut with healthy bacteria, and it's just a side effect. We've found that some dogs, it'll help reduce some of that staining. It's not going to get rid of the staining if your dog continues to lick. So get to the underlying cause, find out why your dog's licking. That will eventually get rid of the staining.
The staining is
just a symptom.
Just a cosmetic thing.
It's cosmetic, and it's a symptom that you're licking for some reason, and we have to find out why.
You have to find out why.
Right.
Okay. All right, Sue in Poinette. Hi there. What's your question? Oh, Sue, are you still there?
Yes,
Hi, Sue. Is this Sue?
Yes.
Hi. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's your question?
I want to know if cats are nocturnal.
Cats are not nocturnal. They have what's called, I believe it's pronounced crepuscular activity, which means they're very active at dawn and at dusk. And so in the middle of the night, you're not going to see cats being as active. And so, but that means that when you're trying to sleep, up until midnight, 2 in the morning. That's when your cat's active, and then they're going to be sleeping during the day. So people like to think that they're nocturnal, but they're not strictly nocturnal.
Well, that's interesting. I always thought they were.
No. If they were, then they'd be sleeping all day long and only awake at night. But they vary throughout the day.
All right. Yep. We're going to take a quick break. If you're on the line, stay on the line, and we'll take more calls with Sandy in just a couple minutes.
Let's go back to the phone lines right now. UW veterinarian Sandi Sawchuck is here. Let's go to Jennifer in Verona. Hi there, Jennifer. How are you?
A little bit cold, but not too bad. Yeah.
What's your question?
Well, I have 2 kittens that are about approximately 8 months old, and they're a new addition. And I have a cat that's almost 14,
Wow.
and she doesn't like them very much, and she's not acting like herself. She just wants to hide in my bedroom all the time. I'm like, how can I get them to get along? I feel bad for her.
Well, I hope that you went about introducing them appropriately. And by that, I mean keeping them totally separate from each other. Kind of have a dating process where they get used to each other's sounds and smells without actually seeing each other. That way they can start understanding that there's another animal in the house and they get used to each other. But young cats tend to be more playful than a geriatric cat. And so things that you can do is provide some outlet for them so that they have toys on strings and wands and you're playing with them a lot so they're worn out and are not going to be chasing after her. You may want to consider even installing a cat door. They make them that are now microchip reading ones that will only let a cat in with the programmed microchip. They also make them with a little magnetized collar thing that they can wear so that your older cat may be able to hang out in your bedroom, have their own little efficiency apartment, and the younger ones can't get in. And sometimes we just have to do that. We have to change our household. Yeah.
I'm having a little bit of an issue with the phone here. So
Okay.
I don't know if I can go to Alan in Lake Delton. Let me see if, oh, no, and now I just hung up on somebody online. I'm sorry, the phone is not working.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Alan, I hope you're listening. Sorry, I hope I didn't disconnect you. Alan in Lake Delton wanted to know why his cat drags his socks and drops them in the water bowl when the water is full.
I have no idea, okay? My own cat would do that with, my daughter had a set of Mickey Mouse ears, and they always ended up in the toilet as well. And so it's just one of those things where, why are they doing? I don't know, but it's a very common thing for cats to do, is to, you know, put things in the toilet or put things in the water bowl. And they maybe just like to watch things float.
They are curious cats.
Who knows? Yeah.
It is funny stuff.
It is.
Sorry about that, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us. Good to see you, Sandi.
Nice to
Merry
see you.
Christmas.
Thank you. You
Have
too.
a great holiday. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Thanks for your help today, buddy.